Hey, what's going on? It's Jack Milocco for Beardbrand. Welcome to Beard Breakdown, the show where we look at beards, break them down, and if you're not careful, you might just learn something. Today we're going to turn the clock back and look at some of the most famous beards in history. So without further ado, let's just jump right into it. Today's episode is going to be a little bit different. Usually what I do in this series, if you've never seen it before, is I take about 5 different guys from a certain category of the world, and then I analyze what kind of beard style they have. I, categorize it, and then I offer them some style advice on how they can take their facial hair to the next level. After all that, I rank them from my least favorite beard at number 5 to my favorite at number 1. Today, I'm not going to do that. I'm still going to do that first part where I take these guys and I tell you what style of beard they have, but instead of offering them style advice, because they can't take that advice because they're all dead, you can't give advice to a dead person, I'm just going to really celebrate what style of beard these guys have. Not necessarily the person they're attached to or the guy who grew them, really just the facial hair style. So what we can do from this is really get a closer look at these different styles of beards throughout history, and maybe you can learn a thing or two about applying these lessons to your own beard if you're paying attention. Another thing I'm going to do for this episode that's a little different is I'm not going to name out who these people are from the get-go. If you want to find out who they are, you got to watch the whole episode, all right? So with all that being said, let's just jump right into it, okay? Ernest Hemingway, one of the late great authors of the 20th century. And what a beard this guy had. So in the photos that I found, you can see it's sort of a mixture between a corporate beard and a natural beard. Leaning a little bit more towards the natural because of the length of this. If this thing was probably an inch or an inch and a half shorter, then we'd fall into the category of the corporate beard. But because it's a little bit longer, and because he's got a little bit of the natural creeping lines on the cheek, it falls a little bit more into that natural category. Now, this is a beard I really, really enjoy. You could see this one fitting in right alongside anyone in today's 2019 date, okay? I really do enjoy it, and what I really like about this is the fact that it sort of is a mixture between a look that says Ernest Hemingway was taking care of it, but at the same time, he really didn't care that much what his beard looked like. And I like that. I like when guys put the effort in, but at the same time, they don't overly manicure their beard. Now, I do really like a good, curled up handlebar every once in a while, or something really waxed up, or even kind of mine where it's that L shape or something like that. But given my own bias, I do really, really enjoy a good natural beard like Ernest Hemingway wore. If you want to achieve a style similar to Ernest Hemingway, what I would suggest is that you give yourself a frame of 3 to 5 months. Really let the beard grow out and then take stock of it. After which time you're going to go ahead and take either the clippers or the scissors in and really bring it up to about 2 to 3 inches, okay? At least in the jawline area into the neck, okay? Then in the mustache area, you're going to want to go all the way across the lip in a straight line. Based on the pictures, it seems like Ernest Hemingway was taking pretty good care of the mustache, trimming it right across the lip at most days. Cheek lines can be left pretty natural if you want to really emulate his style, but if you want to go more into the corporate beard setting, I would clean those up. All right, so in a nutshell, there's Ernest Hemingway's fantastic natural beard with a little touch of corporate beard in there. Now let's talk about Ambrose Burnside. Man, I could not leave this one out. American Union Civil War general, all that aside, look at this beard, man. This is one of those beards that we really don't even have a true graphic for because it's so rare. This is what you would call the friendly mutton chops. Now, this is where you really grow out the sides and really grow out the mustache, let it connect, but shave right in the center. Some people split hairs on what friendly mutton chops are versus regular mutton chops. Here, we like to classify mutton chops as just the sides with no mustache attached. Think Wolverine, Hugh Jackman. But in the case of Ambrose Burnside, we really don't see this style of beard outside of competitions. And that's too bad. I know I just said I like the more natural look where people don't look like they're taking care of it too much and don't manicure it too much, but if someone's gonna go and commit all the way to something like this, you gotta give them a little bit of respect for that. And that's a very impressive facial hairstyle because it's not the easiest to maintain. This requires constant shaving of the chin and the neck just to make sure that you're really emphasizing it, because if you let any stubble get introduced on the chin or the neck, then it's not so much fancy beard style. It's more of a, ooh, what's going on with this guy? If you personally want to get Ambrose Burnside's beard style, what I would suggest doing, first of all, is growing out a decent sized natural beard. I'm talking like 7 to 12 months of growth, okay? Make sure that thing gets nice and big because then you get to experience a nice big beard. And then you can introduce the friendly mutton chops by taking off the center and taking off the neck. If you do it this way, you'll be experiencing more natural beard along the way. Now, if you want to fully commit to the friendly mutton chops from day one, be my guest. But if you want to see something that's a little bit more accepted in 2019, I'd suggest going with the natural beard first and then dropping down to the friendly mutton chops. Again, it's your beard, your face. You are completely free to do whatever you want. This is just one knucklehead's opinion, all right? Sigmund Freud, one of the more interesting people on this list, who had a very interesting way of thinking. He was the one who said, oh, hang on, my mom's calling. Beyond his theories, Sigmund Freud actually rocked some pretty impressive facial hair. Now, what's interesting is in these pictures, you see a little bit of two sides. So in some of these, you see that he's rocking what we call the circle beard, you know, the mustache connected to the goatee. But in others, he connects that circle beard with a very low cheek line beard, sort of like mine, but of course, stronger than the mustache. I really like this beard though, especially that circle beard style, because it's very well kept and it's very well grown out. If we focus solely on the circle beard part of his face, this thing was really nice. There wasn't a single patch to be seen in it. And what I really like about it is that he fully committed to this style. It wasn't one of those things where, you know, some guys will really trim up the mustache or they'll trim up the goatee so that it's really small in one area and really big in the other. No, he really committed to this, and I really think that a lot more people should take note from this. If you're going to go for the circle beard, you don't necessarily have to go for the one that really just hugs your lip or really hugs your chin. Let the thing grow out a little bit. Now, it doesn't need to be unruly. You see in these pictures that this thing is not flying away. It's not some crazy Grizzly Adams sort of thing going on here. No, this is a doctor, man. This is a guy who really had a respectable style of facial hair, but he let it grow out at the same time. So all of you out there that maybe can't grow the full beard, or maybe it comes in a little bit patchy, but you have the strength in your mustache and your chin, this is a great example of someone who you can really take some notes from, all right? Gregory Rasputin, the Mad Monk. Man, this is a unique guy for this list. Again, take what you will from the person himself. We're just going to focus on the beard and maybe those eyebrows. But again, I'm probably not the best guy to be judging people on their eyebrows because I literally waxed mine down for this video. All right. Anyway, Gregory Rasputin had one of the more fabled beards that we really do not see that much, especially nowadays. This is the tweerd, or the beard growing out for at least 2 years with absolutely no trimming, okay? Man, this thing was massive. It looked pretty gnarly though. I don't necessarily know if Gregory Rasputin had access to beard oil, but you can probably assume that he wasn't using it. This is the type of beard that we don't see too much right now, where guys will just sort of grow it out and say, there we go, I'm not gonna take care of this. Because normally when guys really grow out the really long beards nowadays, they know a thing or two about how to take care of it. So if you're gonna take any note from Gregory Rasputin, don't do what he did. If you're gonna grow out the really long beard, take care of that thing. Make sure that you are really investing in it, because if you don't, you're gonna kind of resemble him. And you might like that, but I don't know if the Mad Monk is something that we really want to be emulating in 2019. All right, that's all I'm saying. Vincent Van Gogh, the late great Dutch painter. We don't have any photographic evidence of what Van Gogh's beard looked like, but what we do have, however, was his self-portraits. Again, this is going to be a little bit weird because he probably gave himself some artistic liberty with how his beard actually looked. But from this, we can see that he was rocking a, well, corporate beard, and a nice one at that. Of course, it's a little bit different than what we are used to seeing in this unusual style, but it is a very nice beard, and a red one at that. That's something that we don't see so often. I like a good red beard or a good ginger beard, whatever you want to call it. Because normally when you see beards, they're either very dark or have sort of brownish color to it. The blonde and the red beards are something that you don't see too often, and I really do like a good blonde or red beard. What I don't like, at least in this photo, is that it looks like our guy Vincent was shaving his beard up a little bit too high. That gave him the impression of what I call the face beard, all right? A lot of guys are doing this right now, and I think this needs to stop, okay? If you've never heard of this before, pay attention. A lot of guys are shaving right up to the jawline or right under the jawline. What the rule of thumb is, or the rule of fingers is, 2 fingers above the Adam's apple will do you just fine. You want to let the beard grow a little bit down onto the jaw and underneath the chin, okay? Otherwise, it's going to look like you put your beard in the dryer and it shrunk. it's going to look too small, and overall, it's going to look goofy. Yes, it may give you the appearance that your beard is a little bit more structured, but you can still achieve that look by doing the 2-finger rule above the Adam's apple. You don't have to, again, follow my advice. I'm just some knucklehead on the internet telling you stuff, but really, if you want to achieve a better style for your beard, let it grow a little bit farther down. Don't be like Vincent Van Gogh. Don't chop your ear off and shave your beard a little bit too high. All that being said, still very good beard, still great color, still very interesting paintings, okay? So there we go. There are some of the most famous beards throughout history. Now, of course, there are countless beards and people that grew them that I didn't talk about in this video. So down in the comments, let me know who I missed. Who did I not talk about? Who did I get wrong about talking about today? Maybe in a follow-up video, we'll cover some more famous beards throughout history. But until then, thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Until I see you again, hey, keep on growing.
Okay, we built the best bar you could ever imagine for dudes who like to travel. Grab yourself some utility bar. This stuff works as a shave soap, beard wash, hair wash, and of course body wash. Take it with you, no TSA problems. Get it at beardbrand.com.